pace here a little bit. Up next, the tech dating game. Big cap techs like Microsoft and Apple sitting on more than $100 billion in cash. Other techs like RIM, they've been struggling, as you famously know. So who's on the block and who will step up and buy them? We'll handicap it all for you. Well, it has been a busy week in Techland, as you know. Lots of takeover rumors involving big names, Yahoo, Hulu, research in motion. So who's on the prowl and which companies should think about hooking up? It's time to play the high-tech dating game.
Oh, my goodness.
And here to help us along is Herb Greenberg, along with Nat Burgess, president of Quorum Group, an M&A advisory firm. Are you ready to play the high-tech dating game, gentlemen?
Yes.
Absolutely.
All right, let's introduce our 3 bachelor contestants. They are eligible. RIM likes to sit by cozy fires when the snow is falling in Waterloo, Ontario. Hulu, they like to dance the hulu in grass skirts. And Yahoo, they're a little bit wilder. Now, Nat, who do you think might want to date any of these companies?
Well, it's interesting to think about because they all have very different aspects. Some of these companies are in the news because they want to be. And I'm thinking in particular of Hulu. They're on the block, they need to sell, and it's going to be a really hard deal to put together. I think that's why we're seeing this media frenzy around them. It's largely being created.
So who could love Hulu? Who could love Hulu, Nat?
Who could love Hulu? Maybe Yahoo, maybe News Corp, probably someone who's got some media savvy, who knows how to negotiate for content. I don't think it's Google because they're already in conflict with the content owners, and I don't think it's Microsoft.
Herb, you got any thoughts here?
Well, yeah, of course I do. In terms of Hulu, I think you could actually say that Google is the one everyone thinks will do the deal. And that makes a point why they wouldn't. I was talking to Tony Weibel today over Janney Montgomery Scott. He thinks the most likely buyer would be either DirecTV or Liberty Media. If you take a look at, isn't that interesting? If you take a look at, have we gone on to the others?
No, we can take a look at the others.
Go on. Go.
No, well, so Nat, let's look at, we mentioned Yahoo, and you said maybe Yahoo would be a buyer of Hulu, but an awful lot of people thinking that maybe Yahoo needs to split itself up. Who would like to date Yahoo?
Anyone.
So
Anyone knows.
Two possibilities there. One is China. And let's not forget that, not that China's going to buy Yahoo.
A big date.
Alibaba. Jack Ma owns 43% of Alibaba. Yahoo's got a stake as well. And that would be a global juggernaut. Let's not forget that Yahoo's very strong in China. They're very strong in Japan. They still have a great name there. That would be a very interesting combination. And the second thing there is going to be private equity. This is straight out of the private equity playbook. They can buy this company, they can fix it, and they can sell it, just like Skype. Yeah. And Silver Lake has basically generated enough of a return on Skype that they could put basically half the equity check down just on that transaction.
We're in total sync on that one, Nat. I think that they've got something's going to happen. It's not going to be a company that's going to become an ugly duckling and be out there by itself. Someone's going to do something. They have to do something. Of course, the other possibility is Microsoft, but Microsoft has a transaction with them on the advertising search. They may not really need to do a deal, but there's some great entities in there. So, all right. So then we go to what's the next one?
Herb,
yes.
What about your picks?
Well, we have RIM in here, which is, who's RIM going to buy?
I've thought for a long time that RIM was in play.
I don't know.
So
look,
who would pick RIM up?
It is such an uncool company these days.
And suitor number 1 could be Microsoft, suitor number 2 could be Google, and suitor number 3. I love the music.
I think IBM, I saw a piece on this yesterday, and it got me thinking about it. And I think IBM actually makes sense because it's an enterprise company. But the question is, would IBM really want to do that deal? Because any company that does the deal is likely going to be hammered in the market for doing the deal, is my suspicion.
Why not Apple, Herb? To me, RIM seems like a perfect match for Apple.
Why would they need it?
Because they want into the business community. They want the business customer, and RIM has the business customer.
Maybe. I think that they've got the good patents. Sue, I hadn't thought about that.
Any final thoughts here?
I think Herb's right on target with the enterprise angle, but I think this is straight out of, if we look at why HP bought WebOS and Palm, it was because they're a device manufacturer that doesn't have an operating system, doesn't want to rely on Microsoft. That really leaves Dell. They're building devices on the Android platform, but if they pick up the RIM platform, that'll make them less dependent on the rest of the players.
Don't think it's going to help their stock, Nat. I do not think that is going to help their view, the way the investment community views them.
Nat, we have to leave, and a big wet kiss for Herb. Thanks
All
for
right,
playing
he
the
really
dating game.
beat that right into the ground.
Okay, not that we're dating ourselves or anything like that. We had to watch reruns to figure out what they did on the dating
I
game.
have no
right,
idea
guys?
what we were talking
Jim
about.
Lang here.
All right.
Yes, indeed.